Okay, so I just got from the gym, right? And my phone sucks because I had started recording in the car um, because something hit me. And of course, I didn't have enough space on my phone. So it cut off. But at any rate, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Maybe I'll upload that. I don't know. So, um, this is what it was. So this morning, I so typically I do a lot of weight training and I do a lot of yoga. And it passed probably a week or maybe two. My schedule has been crazy, and I've been doing, I've been still consistent with my yoga, but I hadn't been hitting the weights heavy like I normally do. So this morning, as you would imagine, the squat rack was a challenge. It was more challenging than it usually is, just because I've been away, right? So it got me to thinking. Um, and it's nothing deep, but it's just the thinking about consistency, right? So when you think about the things that you have attempted to do, and think about New Year's resolutions. How many have you? So today is what? What's the day? I can't see my calendar. Today's the 30th. Tomorrow will be October 1, the beginning of the fourth quarter. Since January, everybody, I know you have resolutions. How many New Year's resolutions have you accomplished? Or are you still actively, pursuing and, achieving, working on, whatever? How many can you honestly say? Probably not many, right? Now, does that mean that you didn't seriously try? That those things weren't important to you, that those weren't goals that you really wanted to achieve? Of course not, right? So what happened? It was the habits and the consistency. The habits and the consistency is what kills it. So today is day 3 of, I'm reading The Miracle Morning. Well, I've just finished reading this morning. So this is the cool thing about starting early. I got up at 4 o'clock. I got dressed. I did my morning reading. I did my morning, affirmations and visualizations and meditations. And then I did yoga and, all of that before 7 a.m. And that's basically what the Miracle Morning is about. It is about creating a successful morning. You start off by creating habits in the morning that help to create your day. So when I research people who are successful, and that's what I've been doing all year, studying people who have done it, because you cannot tell me, you would never lead me to believe that I will say out of my mouth, I'm a child of God. I'm a divine creature. God lives within me. You will never say those things and then in the same breath say that someone else is better than you. Someone else is smarter than you. Someone else is more capable of you. No. Someone else is either putting in more work, they're being more strategic with their work, they're being more consistent with their work, and they have better habits. That's it. So I'm convinced all I need to do is make sure that I am creating good habits consistently, and it's mine. That's it. So what I've learned from golf, and I don't play a lot, but I, play a little bit. The game is fascinating to me. How you can literally go from, can you see my hand? From here to here. Just a minor adjustment. One minor adjustment. And your results can change drastically. Like you can go from, your posture being here to here and immediately change your results. So that is my thought for today. Consistency and adjustments. Consistent adjustments. I've been trying to master this scheduling thing, particularly in the mornings all year, right? I started out getting up at 5. That was my first challenging and commitment. Get up at 5 a.m., right? Then it was, I'm gonna get up at 3:30. And I got up at 3:30. It wasn't as effective as I thought because I didn't really have a plan and my mind wasn't right. So when your mind isn't right, you can attempt to do all sorts of things, but it's not going to last because you aren't planning and creating the habits to sustain it. So I lost my thought. What was I going with that? All right, I don't know. So the point is, when you're thinking, right, how do I keep, I'm supposed to keep this under 7 minutes. I only have a minute left. Okay. How do I keep going, right? How do I continue to motivate myself and to stay inspired when it doesn't look as though anything is changing, just like working out? And what I am saying and challenging you is that you have to look at your habits. Now, this is generally speaking, right? And this is something I really want to do with my site. I'm trying my best to finish it this week, right? But because most of us struggle with what do I need to do and how do I need to do it? So it's easy to say, oh, we'll change your, make better habits. Well, how do I do that? Let me give you a quick example. Because we say things like, I want to be happy. I want to be healthier. No, that's not the affirmation. The affirmation is every day I will commit to eating 2 servings of fruits, 1 serving of vegetables, and 16 ounces of water. That's creating a habit. Also, something I've learned from following James Clear, and he focuses on time management and it's something else, whatever. But being more effective, right? And it's called, what is it? It's when you build upon habits that you already have. So in the morning you brush your teeth, right? I hope you do. So if that's something you already do, you stair step habits. So you put something before that or after that. Every morning before I brush my teeth, I'm going to make sure I read for 5 minutes. Every morning after I brush my teeth, I'm going to make sure I say my 10 affirmations. That starts the process of creating better habits. And that is what helps to keep you consistent, right? This is what kills our motivation. This is why we're not inspired, because every time you set goals and you don't prepare and set yourself up to be able to sustain those goals, you feel like a failure. Like, I get why it's so difficult to lose weight. I get it. I get why it's so difficult to change your eating habits. It's almost like it's pointless, is what I'm thinking most people are thinking. Like, I've tried to do this. I've tried to do this. I'm just big bone. Okay, that's a bunch of crap. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a video on that. But anyway, and that's what continues to feed your mind. So when you continue to feed your mind that this is not attainable for me because I've tried and I wasn't born organized. I wasn't born a morning person. Lie, lie, lie. So the focus, I'm over 2 minutes. I know, dang it. All right. And I got to work. This is hard for me when I set a schedule. I got to stick to it. So that's my note for the day. I'm going to write that down. But my last thought is the thought for the day, the 30th, right? The last day of the month. Focused, consistent adjustments. No, that's what it is. Consistent adjustments. Stay consistent, make adjustments, create better habits. That's it. All right. I'm going to create some, I think everything is about being tangible because, all right, I got to say this last thing, right? And then I'll be done. One thing that I see as I'm studying people who've done this, and I'm studying people all the way for the past 100 years, like 1900s to now, all walks of life, white, black, Hispanic, woman, man, whatever, poor, whatever. And unfortunately, by the time that they get to that pinnacle, by the time that they actually achieve the success that they want and that we all, if we're honest, really desire, you miss the trenches. You miss the trenches. You miss it. And it is hard and difficult somebody can explain it all they want. You listen to Oprah's story of how long it took her to first get into television. I remember, who was that lady, the R&B singer, Alicia Keys. I think she said it took her 7 years before she got a record deal. Think about that. 7 years. 7 years? Are you commit? What are you willing to commit 7 years on? That you will keep going consistently. That you will keep trying. And if that don't work, and you try something else. And if that doesn't work, you try something else. And if you try that and you get a little bit of results, but you don't get what you want, you adjust it again and keep trying and continue. That's what I want to demonstrate. I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't mean to be arrogant, and I don't mean to toot my horn. But I already know greatness is within me. I can't even explain to you the visions that I get for myself. I already know money in the future will never be an issue for me. I already know I'm going to be a multimillionaire. I'm telling you, and I'm publicly stating it, and I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to mark the time and the day so that when it happens, I'm going to refer back to it, right? So where was I going with that? I get so excited. I gotta calm down. Where was I going with that? It was a point that I was making with all that. That's what it is. So I don't want to come back after the fact and tell you about all of the hardships that I endured to get to that point. I'm gonna tell you now as I'm going through them. I gotta be able to tap in. I gotta be able to demonstrate and have that transparency where you see. And there's gonna be some days, and I've made a promise to video these things, and I've gotten a lot better, so they don't happen as often. But there are going to be some days where life hits me, and I have to go into these mental sessions that I am my own mentor, right? And I have to motivate myself and pump myself up, and I have to say, Rook, remember all those principles you claim you live by? Now is the time to apply them. Remember when you said that as a woman thinks, so is she? Remember when you said I can do all things? Remember when you said that without pain, there is no purpose? Without pain and process, you can't get to the prize. Remember when you said those things? Like, there are times when I have to say that to myself. There are times when I get so excited, so many things that I'm working on, right? And I'm like, this is it. And I go all in, right? I put all of this into it and it falls flat. And I got to come back to the drawing board, and I got to be just as excited, and I got to be thankful. I'm talking about learning how to give praise in challenges. Like, I thank you that there was a lesson, the lesson tied to this failure. I needed it. And this what's going to help me get to the next point. So I want to document those things and document and offer these tangible things in which you can use and create. And some of them are still in process, right? There's something that I found that I thought would be helpful. Dreamers, entrepreneurs, whatever, creators, whatever you want to call yourself, light workers. And I just thought the price was so ridiculous. And it still wasn't exactly what I want. I've been finding things in bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create it. All right, I'm going to stop trying to find somebody. Nobody has the brain that I have. Nobody is me. So nobody is going to create this thing the way that I would create it. So I'm just going to create it. But more importantly, I'm going to create it in a way that's accessible to you. Like, for me to create something for you to use on a daily basis and put a $60, $80, $100 price tag on it, I'm not going to say that there aren't people who can't afford that or invest in that. But the bottom line is I'm reflecting on myself and the struggle of trying to make things happen, trying to invest in yourself when you really don't have anything to invest. But there are a lot of resources that I've been able to get access to that haven't been for, some things have been free, to be honest. There's so many resources online, and other things I have spent. But anyway, the point is, I want to make things accessible. It's this mindset that we have taken on, right? That everything is unattainable. That where we are is just where we are. We can't get any further. Like, we're stuck. So I want to show and prove what it is that you can do with limited resources. It is not. The point of this is not to convince you that you should just settle with little resources. No. The point is that until you can do more, just do what you can. Like, limited resources, and I can give you example after example. For those who really wanted it, limited resources has never stopped anyone. So that's what I want to show you. That as I'm struggling, as I'm trying, as I have depleted every extra dime savings that I've had, trying to walk into my purpose and follow my dream and to really execute this faith that I claim that I have, right? I want to show you how, done strategically, consistently, persistently, right? Habitually, that you can get the results you want. And this is, some of it I have learned, some of it is still in process. I'm going to be showing myself as I'm showing you. I haven't even got it yet. I'm still working on it. But I have no doubt, again, that if I make that minor adjustment, it's going to happen. All right, I went to 17. 7 is 1707. Bam. My 7, the number of completion. I'm going to end it right there. It's Wednesday. Don't get excited because the week is almost over. Is that the goal? Just to hurry up and get through the week? Or are you excited that I have another day to go all in, to give it everything I got, to pursue, even if it's only small? Like, make a commitment, 7 days, right? I think I did a hashtag on a video yesterday that said better in 7. Better in 7. 7 minutes. You ain't got 7 minutes? You telling me you can't commit 7 minutes to yourself? 7 minutes. In the morning. You in the morning person? All right, forget the morning. Before you go to sleep, can you commit 7? I mean, if you want something motivational, I'll send it to you. Email me. All right? I will send it to you. info@projectwork.com. You want a motivational book? 7 minutes to start in the process of making consistent adjustments. What's up? You down? Let's make it happen.